Hey everyone, Panda back with you. And you know what I'm going to do? First of all, yeah, kind of a not too much of a deep dive, my 100-mile review on the bike, but I'm going to go ahead and repack my front bearings. I got some good bearing grease, but I want to show you guys something here really quick too. Excuse me. See the undercarriage? You see all the dirt up here? Well, that's actually caused more by the moisture on the roads. And I'm not out there riding, puddle jumping and whatnot. This migrates up on this undercarriage around your wiring harness and into your key slot area. So be very careful when you're doing your maintenance on your bikes, preventative maintenance cleaning. Make sure you are getting underneath in this area. Protect that keyhole. Use some moisture repellent type of stuff on that. And of course, my hitch and clamp here, you're going to get that moisture is going to migrate up in here. Now, I opened my bike up and I put a film of grease around inside here to help prevent any problems. But yeah, I don't want to carry this video too long. So anyways, when you're, you shouldn't have to mess with the back wheel at all. But the front, I'm just using this is standard adjustable, well, kind of a ratchet type of setup here, right? I believe these are about 15 millimeter for your nuts. Let me get the other one over here really quick. Yeah, I got just enough room there. So, oh yeah, those could have actually been tighter. So yeah, pay attention to how tight these things are. And when you're taking these off, okay, yeah, you guys can see that. You're taking these off, you have your nuts, and you have your lock washer, which I just dropped on the floor. Don't lose these. Yeah, don't lose that. Same on the other side, okay? Very important you don't lose those. So we're going to go ahead and get these off. Then I'll transfer the bike over, or the tire, over to this area. So I'll put these aside for safekeeping. But yeah, something else here to note when you're doing this, once we get this off, right inside here, this is like a rubber piece. And of course, once you have the tire off, you'll take that off, but we'll go into that here in a second. So, okay, anyways, the wheel is off. First thing you want to do, you have these two rubber boots. This one came off of this side. You want to just carefully remove these rubber boots. This one came off on the rotor side. Okay, the next step we're going to do is these outer nuts, the ones that lock the actual bearing assembly in place. You want to get these loose on the outside first. This wrench here should fit 11/16. Yeah, it actually fits pretty good. So I think I have another one right here. So we're gonna go ahead and just, yeah, very carefully. Well, you want to break that. Yeah, I don't think that one broke free, actually. So let me get inside on this here. This inside, yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's on there really tight, so You're gonna have to fight with it just a little bit to get it loose. Okay, I'll get that thing loose here and we'll come on back. Okay, we got this loose here. I had to lay it sideways. So now you can see how the whole assembly on the inside is nice and loose here. Now there is a spacer on that. Don't lose that spacer. Very important. So this side here, don't even mess with this over here, okay? You don't have to loosen that up. You shouldn't have to. This side here, this, yeah, you see how that's turning freely there, right? So you want to be very, very careful when you're doing this. Matter of fact, I'm just going to gently, yeah, take this out. Yeah, you see, and I can see the ball bearings right there. I don't know if you guys can see those down in there. Let me see if I can get a close-up down here for you. There's not a lot of grease in there at all, either. Here, let's get you down. You see those? Yeah, there is not. I had this secure, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this up further for you guys so you can really see what's going on down here. The stock grease they use at the factory just isn't all that great. I mean, you can see the grease in there, right? Yeah. It doesn't look too bad. But I'm going to be very careful doing this. And I'm going to add some of this grease I got here. This is not a promotional. This is the grease I decided to get. The Part Tool all-purpose bicycle grease. This will work just fine. I bought and paid for all these products on my own. So I'm going to go ahead and line some grease in here really good. And then go around the other side really carefully and do the same. You want to make sure none of your ball bearings fall out too, okay? Be very mindful of that. That's why I'm using a white back cloth on there so I can see if something happens. So we'll be back here after I pack them up. Okay, guys, I got the rotor side greased up. I had a ball bearing fall out. That's why I'm saying be very careful. So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to goop this grease in nice and generously. I'm just going to do it right on the axle shaft because there we go. I don't want to waste it, but yeah, it's going to get in there. It's going to penetrate those bearings beautifully. It's not that big of a tube. This is like a 4-ounce, 4-ounce tube. It's like $10. Okay, so after you've done that, making sure you haven't lost any bearings, just re-tighten it back down. Now, when you firm it back down, don't get a wrench on it and freaking tighten it down like you're, tightening your wheel to your frame, okay? When I broke the lock nut on it, after I got the lock nut off, this thing was finger tight. And you should only have to break one side free. You get one side broken free, see, there we go. Okay, we are back into shape here, guys. So let's see here. Okay. Long as you do not have any play with the actual axle on the inside, just fine. Unless you have something like really corroded on a bike, like I said, only break one side free. You have your lock nut, and then you have the nut on the inside that unscrews the seal and exposes your actual bearings, okay? If you break one side free, like you just seen me do, you can get the play in your axle to access your bearings, to get the grease in there. Or if you need to replace your bearings, you can still pull the entire axle out. Yeah, that feels a lot better once that gets circulated in there. Someone had mentioned in a comment how they had a gritty feeling, and I had felt that too. When I first got the bike and I pulled the bike off and replaced the tires, I definitely could feel that. See, now it feels a lot better. I'm not feeling that gritty feeling at all. So make sure you reassemble it. Don't forget your spacer that was on there. Slide that spacer on, get your lock nut. Put back on there. Make sure you give a nice little firm kick to that lock nut. Nothing dramatic. I'm just going to hold this other one down over here. Be careful you're not hitting your brake rotor either. Try to not hit your brake rotor. If you do, make sure you wipe it off. Some rubbing alcohol. Yeah, we are good to go there, guys. So that is how you repack your front bearings. Just be really careful when you do it. Don't over tighten anything and you'll be in good shape, guys. So yeah, other than that, this is part of my 100-mile maintenance. This is really the only thing I really had to do with the bike, save for brake adjustments like every couple of weeks, you know, until I got everything figured out on that. You know, it all goes with braking in, had to do some slight derailleur adjustments. But I think that was primarily because I upgraded my freewheel from the stock 1428 to an 1134 because I want that extra hill climbing capability. So yeah, other than that, guys, I'll do a more in-depth deep dive, my 100-mile review on one of my next videos here when it's not raining so much. Other than that, keep safe and safe riding, guys. Peace.